live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to session 24 of Ellseworld. We're going to get right into the action very shortly after we introduce our players. I'll do a quick little recap of what's going on in the story, and then we'll get into the session. But yeah, starting with my lovely players, I've also got a question for them to answer about themselves or their characters. And this week's questions are, if your character would have a favourite genre of music, what would it be? Or if they don't, what real-world genre of music would best define them? And also, after winning a tournament in the last couple of sessions, each player has chosen an uncommon magic item, and I'd like you to let me know what that is too. So starting with the lovely person on my right.
Hello, that's me. I'm Kane. I play Reed Bogwater. They're basically a little leafy fairy. They're also a druid, which is cool. Circle of the Moon, if any of you care. The art for them, which you can see floating around, was done by said idiot. And their favourite music genre is, of course, fairy throat singing, the traditional song of their people. But I think if they existed in the real world, they'd listen to any kind of music that would really improve a hike, which for me I think is probably ska.
Pick it up!
Exactly, yeah. And then my, just because ska is rare, sunshine kind of music, my magic item for Reed will be a Pearl of Power, giving me a spell slot back daily.
Hello, my name's Dan. I'm playing Quinn, the changeling wizard enchanter. My art was done by Michaelis Moshu, or Michaelis_Moshu. Go check them out, they do fantastically beautiful art. I have chosen a Broom of Flying for my uncommon item because, go with the witch vibes. And their favourite music, excuse me.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. It would probably be dwarven tavern music because Quinn is a dweeb, as established. Either that or like haunting string music.
That's a dwarven weeb for anyone that's wondering.
A dweeb.
Yeah, sure, but
They've got their dwifey pillow.
It's just like a regular sized pillow.
Oh, good evening. I am Tom. I have no idea what time it is.
24 minutes past 20.
I wasn't paying attention. I'm playing Appleby Oakwood, who is made of soil, or so it seems, and a bard of sorts. His favourite genre of music is thrash metal, and occasionally Supersonic Rocket Ship by the Kinks. He chose as his item for winning the competition a shrapnel dagger, which upon hitting a creature bursts off and does damage to surrounding creatures. And my artwork was done by Joas JPEG, who I found on Reddit, and you can probably find on Reddit too. Cal, what's going on?
I'm going to be playing Shadow in this episode. He is a Loxodon rogue. His favourite genre of music, I've never given it any thought, so you shouldn't either. But if he liked any music from the real world, I've based him partly off of Casper and Roscoe's Cockney Thug. I think I've got that right. If I haven't, I'm going to look real fucking stupid. So I'm going to go with like mid-2000s dubstep.
Nice.
As is his calling.
Yeah.
The art for Shadow was done by the incredible Ardy Fardy, whose commissions I believe are currently closed, but keep an eye for when they reopen. Go get yourself some good dang art. Goblin is goblining, so we will come to the other goblin. Hello, other goblin.
Hello, that's me. I'm Jams. This week, as I am every week, we'll be playing Rodeo, the Dragonborn Gunslinger. The artwork that is currently down in the doobly-doo was done by Sewerline and Slacker, who you can find on Instagram and on Tumblr. The magic item that I've picked is the Sight of Hunter's Mark. I've got a little sight that I can add to the end of one of my rifles, and it basically gives me the opportunity to cast the spell Hunter's Mark once per day to give me a little bit of extra damage when we're in combat, which is always fun. And in terms of music genre, probably surprising nobody, Rodeo is a country girl through and through.
What?
She would love
lights
anything about, I love my truck, I love my horse. Maybe less the, thinly veiled, I hate my wife kind of shit.
Blue jeans.
Yeah.
Wholesome country.
Yeah, anything about horses,
Pumpkin
denim.
Cowboy.
Fucking Dallas Dixon, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, all the good shit.
Goblins.
Goblins.
Goblin.
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 Hello, Jamie, Coroner, Grave Cleric, Warforged, Techno, Amulet of the Devout.
Nice.
Ooh,
Nice and
sweet.
succinct.
Fuck, I forgot to tell you my item.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm
shit!
incompetent. Because I'd also left it till right now to decide. I've said like I was going to pick 3 of them, which wasn't allowed. So I'm going to go with a decanter of endless water, and that is my decision locked in because I said it on stream.
There you go.
Nice.
Nice.
You can also affect the stream in various ways. Speaking of, cheer 150 bits, give one of us advantage or disadvantage, including L. Up that to 750 or £5, and you can give us a crit or a crit fail.
Not that
You can also do
much.
that by other ways, such as the Patreon.
You can support us on Patreon, and by letting us steal £5 from you every month, we'll throw a poll your way every time we play D&D. 2 of them, in fact. One of them lets you give a player an advantage or disadvantage, the other lets you give a player a nat 20 or a crit fail. First of all, Dan, roll off against me.
Oh no. 2.
4. I get an advantage. Thank
No
God.
set of rolls there.
That bodes well.
Get him out now.
Kane,
Yeah.
20.
What? Yes.
Nice.
That's the question.
You can also donate during the stream. There's some donation steps going down the bottom right of the screen. You'll see shortly. You can cheer
Dan did that.
some bits.
Dan, explain
Yeah,
that
I
already.
said that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Oh,
I did, yeah.
I wasn't paying attention. Sorry. Fuck. The stream, Ellseworld. That's the stream, and if you don't know why it's called that, it's where I left all my beard trimming, so you can go and find it there. Onto the meat and bones of this. Our characters find themselves in the Golden Tooth, the largest city on this continent of Ellseworld, known as Ontrath. You've been here for a couple of days now, mostly in the Undermountain, an area that Coroner calls home. A few little things happened on the way over here, but if you want to find out about that, you can go check out our YouTube channel, as we've got all the sessions on there, apart from the most recent one, which is on Twitch currently. But as they found themselves in the Golden Tooth, you got embroiled into a situation where, at the request of a gnomish fellow and his daughter, you were to injure or incapacitate a man known as Helig, a leader of a mercenary group known as the Hounds of Helig. And a way he suggested you to do this was to enter the tournament they were hosting, a combat tournament that was fought over 3 rounds, getting progressively harder, supposedly. And eventually you beat your way through this competition and took down the Helig himself. I believe you split him in twain at the end of the fight. After doing so, you won some good little prizes. You got 1,000 gold pieces to share, an uncommon magic item each, which we have just discussed, as well as fame and automatic entry into the next Tavern Town Battle Brawl, which is the a similar tournament, but it includes all the different taverns and all the different fighters in Tavern Town, not just the ones who frequent the Mage and Hand, which is Helig's establishment. A couple of other important things happened. Quinn reunited with their mother, who popped into town quickly to let them know they were still alive and to let them know their current predicament, which was infiltrating their old seat of power, the Goetic Spires, which overlooks the town of Ardgrave in the kingdom of Nargoli. As well as that, you guys, after the fight, met up with an individual known as Gideon, who you had first seen coming out of Oriax's manse in the first day that you were ever in the Golden Tooth. So a seemingly noble figure approached you after this fight, congratulated you, and invited you to a late dinner at his place, gave you a note that would allow any of the disc jockeys to take you up to his house free of charge. We ended last session just hanging around the arena area outside the Mage and Hand after your successful battle facing off the Hounds of Helig, and that is where we will just jump straight back in. Gideon has just walked off into the crowd, and it's about 8 o'clock in the evening now. You know that there is to be a ceremony that Gideon is going to up in the area known as Reverence, the Holy District of the Golden Tooth, which is essentially the New Year's Day ceremony in the primary church of Bahamut, up in the, as I said, up in the area known as Reverence. The night is yours. Dinner is going to be about 10 p.m. So you've got about 2 hours till then.
Who wants to go to the church? I'm going. I got a prayer to say for a dead man.
No, there's nothing else better to do.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah, okay. Why not?
Rodeo,
Yeah.
Got to get some healing for that mouth.
Yeah.
Rodeo, you again feel this kind of like almost tug from your amulet to Bahamut as it you feel this kind of light growing from it, both sort of a light that you can see, but you also sort of feel this heat coming off of it, and it's almost pulling you towards that thing. Nothing physical necessarily, but you get a strong sense that it wants you to go there.
Was it a special ceremony today? I can't remember. Or was it just...
Other than the fact it's New Year's Day, you're not sure.
Okay, but because it's New Year's Day, more people would be going than usual.
You would assume so, yeah.
Cool, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, Radio was going to go anyway, but if the magic glowy stuff is also telling her to go, she's not going to ignore that.
I'm going to go, but the magic tells me I should, so I won't.
Yeah, out of spite. It's like, well, I was interested. However, God wants me to go, so I shall say, absolutely not.
Cool, just going straight up to the up to Reverence.
Yep, let's go check
Yeah.
that out. And
Cool,
also,
cool,
yeah,
cool.
it might be worth trying to find a healer for
How would you
everyone's
like
situations.
to get up there?
Fly on my new broom.
Of course. you
Sweet, yeah. You, kind of as this kind of conversation comes to an end with Gideon, you are presented with your chosen prizes. They will come to you in whatever size box would be appropriate for those things. Just handed over mystery box style. You're all also level 4 now.
Oh, exciting. What's Azori and the Rhinosaur up to? Are they coming with?
Azori, was kind of in the crowd, just sort of like just now kind of calming the Rhinosaur down after its combat engagement. I believe it may have been the thing that split Helic in half.
It got together.
Kind of just wiping the horn down, getting the blood off of it. It kind of comes up and says, I'm happy to just go back to the stables, and
You don't have to, mate. If you want to come up, you can.
I think this one needs some looking after. And he kind of gestures towards the Rhinosaur.
Yeah, alright. We'll be up at Reverence. Shout as if you need us.
I will. Thank you.
I think we're far away though, so you might have to be quite loud.
I'll get your attention somehow. And you
Nice.
see as he kind of like continues to just brush down the Rhinosaur. After a few minutes, just starts to walk down. This is only one level up from the greens, which is where the stables are. So he just sort of begins to walk down the
As
roads
the-
of Tavern Town.
As the Rhinosaur's going off, I'll give it a pat on the neck.
Kind of like
Nice one, mate. A couple more fights like that and you might get a name.
kind of like looks you in the eye and then turns and walks off.
I'm not going to look into it, but looking at me in the eye when it said that, because I don't fucking speak Rhino.
Or lizard.
Or lizard. Or do I?
Yeah, Azori just pops off into the crowd. You see a few moments pass and then just swept away with the crowds that are leaving this establishment now if the tournament ends.
Nice. Right. What's going on? What is this, Reverend? What's happening?
I believe the only one of you who's been up to that district at the moment is Appleby when he got his foot healed.
I probably would have been past.
You would have been past, in a sense, when you first arrived again. It is one of the higher up levels of the
Oh,
Golden Tooth.
in my life.
Oh, in your life, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably would have.
So what's happening? What is this thing that you are being drawn to? Is it just like Sunday church?
As far as I can tell,
Nice.
big old gathering for the New Year's celebration, but I don't think anything particularly special is going down. Just
People are gathering.
Yeah.
We shall gather.
Quint's
Nice.
got a reason to be there. I was planning on being there anyway, but who knows? Might find something useful.
Might talk to God again. You got any more of those mushrooms?
No. I could only afford like enough for that one trip, but I could probably find more
Sweet.
if you wanted. I'd have to go. Yeah, there was a guy in the Undercity that was pretty useful for that. So
Nice.
yeah, you want some?
I mean, if we're going to go and talk to God, that's how I did it last time.
Oh, I didn't do that. I just sort of had some time with the plants. But okay.
Is that not talking to God?
Maybe. I don't know what the god is, really. Big crystal, I reckon.
Corny gets very excited for a second.
Cool, yeah, so just heading up to Reverence. Got a couple of options here. You could walk, which will take about an hour up to that level. You could take the train, which will take about 10 minutes or so, or you can take a disc, which would be nigh instantaneous, but the most expensive option.
I can give someone a ride. I'm back.
I'm
Yeah,
ready to
you can
walk.
scoot on. I think Radio's more interested in getting there and spending some time there, so she's probably going to get the train.
Cool. Just be a couple. It will be 3 levels up from here, so it'll be 3 gold pieces for the train.
Fine.
And how long was the walk again?
About an hour.
It's 2 hours until the thing kicks
To
off.
dinner, yeah.
Till the dinner kicks off.
Yeah. Which
Yeah,
you've
but
got
that's
a
further
free
up.
disc ride to get to the
Yeah.
dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're doing gathering, then dinner.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got
as is Gideon, who
2
said
hours
he
to kill.
he was
Yeah.
going to the gathering.
Yeah.
The
Wait,
religious
he's going to be
service
there
first.
anyway.
Yeah.
As will the guy from the Scales of Justice, whose name I've forgotten.
Mike
Girithil.
Crisis.
Good old Drake.
Mike Crisis.
Yeah, Girithil and Grobby, his attack Drake, will be going.
Oh, Grobby!
Yeah, how long until you're... Well, is it just you can wander in and get out kind of gathering, or is there a set time you got to be there?
I've no idea. It's the first time.
Yeah,
I've
I'll be
ever
honest, it's
been.
my first time here. We'll figure it out when we get there.
I'm just wondering if an hour to walk there is going to be too long and we'll have missed it.
That's why I'm getting on the train.
Yeah, well,
If anyone wants me to spot you for a ride, I can... I don't mind.
mate, we just want a fucking shitload of money and thingamabobby.
Yeah, thanks if you would spot me.
Yeah, train. It'll be fun.
Let's go.
I ride alongside the train they get.
Cool, yeah, you just
Yeah.
fly above
Match
it.
the pace.
Yeah, nice. You do so. It's a bit faster than the broom, but not so much that you're really far behind. As the train pulls up, you kind of pull up a little bit behind it, and yeah, you just kind of like hover down to walking level as the rest of your companions, which 3 gold, all get off the train into Reverence. Before you stands a platform that juts out over a portion of the Golden Tooth here. Almost a mile across in either way. You see a few temples dotted around to various gods. Coroner, you immediately do notice the gods that are all represented here are either good or neutral. There are no evil gods represented up here in Reverence. The thing that immediately draws your eye and is where the majority of the flow of people are heading, including most of the people that were on this train, is towards the left-hand side of this enormous platform, as you see, simply put, the biggest church you've ever seen in your lives. Scaled for dragons, this is the primary church to Bahamut on this world, plane, what have you. It is a massive 200-foot wide door that is also about 100-foot tall. On the inside, you can just see masses of people flowing in and out of this dark kind of space that you are currently looking at from the outside. You see inside just a faint glowing light flickering, as if all the light inside there is coming from some kind of fire or candle light. From this distance, it's hard to see inside there, though. As you are brought along with this crowd getting closer and closer to these enormous doorways, you begin to see dragons flying overhead, swooping down low and under this door frame, and then swooping up through it, up into some space that you cannot see as you get closer and closer, and you begin to be able to see inside this enormous church. You are met with a grand hall filled with pews almost as far as the eye can see, leading right up to the end where you can see the distant altar and a area where candles are being lit by many people walking up, lighting a candle, saying a prayer, and then following this pathway around. You hear a sermon being given. It sounds like something that is something short that is being said on repeat by some figure at the front of this church. But what really draws your eye is when you look up in this space and you see not a roof but a stormy sky above you, almost as if there were a maelstrom of some kind of storm roiling above this church rather than a roof. You see as dragons fly in circles around here, perch on ledges, floating rocks and other detritus that seems to be caught in this maelstrom of air. If any of you know much about the planes, you would assume this is some kind of planar rift that allows access to a small planar dimension that allows the dragons to have enough space to sit, worship, listen, fly around this area, free as they might be, being dragons. You look around. Indeed, all the light in here is provided by floating candles that just hover around the room. They seem, as you walk in, there seems to be a group of them that just follow you around and just lightly illuminate your path as 6 candles, one for each of you, just float slightly in front of you as you stroll on in here. Gobsmacked, you can see at least 100 dragons above you, floating, just all flying around. Some of them, as I say, perched on various pieces of debris and stationary objects that seem to be pulled into this maelstrom that is above you. As you are herded towards the front of this church, you can begin to hear this repeated sermon. This black dragonborn black dragonborn figure is speaking into some kind of device that seems to be amplifying his voice across this entire church. Come one, come all, and celebrate in our joint prosperity, the prosperity of gold. This time of peace and stability has been brought to us by our king, Mizark, he who protects us in the Great One's name. All in Barmut's name. And you hear this just being repeated every now and again, about on a sort of 5-minute loop or so, as yes, this figure is just sort of standing here once again, starts again as you get about halfway up, starts again as you get about 3/4 of the way through, starts again as you begin to draw up to this altar, where you see a number of clerics all dressed in these bright platinum robes, are anointing people with some kind of holy unguent. I don't know why I did a cross, that's not the symbol of Barmut. They yeah, you see as they kind of draw this glyph onto people, this glyph of protection in this holy unguent, and then the person goes, the candle lightly floats into their hand, goes out, they light the candle, put it on the stand, and then begin to walk out. As the lot of you come to the front here, you are met by a preacher. What kind of order would you be in here?
Oh, I am at the back.
Cool.
Probably at the front, disguised as, well, not disguised, but changed it into the guy that I killed,
Cool.
the old man. I can't remember what colour he was, silver, I think.
Yeah, this priest kind of lays the symbol of Barmut upon you, this kind of glyph of protection. You kind of smell this very nice smelling oil that is put upon you, and then the candle just floats into your hand, and this priest kind of like puts their hand, just praise Barmut. Praise Barmut.
It's like your best dragon voice.
Well, an old one sounds like, I assume.
Yeah.
Kind of like gestures over, and you see a bunch of lit kind of like paper tapers that are used for the lighting of the candle. Okay. Please light a candle, say a prayer.
Light a candle and place it, and just, I think I'll have a private silent prayer and just close my eyes, think of the guy that I accidentally killed through poor luck mixed with poor intention, and yeah, go and just have a moment to themselves until everyone else has kind of done their piece here.
Nice, you do so. This, yeah, you feel warm inside here, much like the rest of the areas of the Golden Tooth. This has a pleasant aroma in here. It's another thing designed to make you feel good, but you also, the overwhelming sense you feel in here is just a kind of calm serenity. As you light this candle, who would be next up?
I think, unless
Nah,
Aaron wants to go
fairly near
first,
the back.
Rodeo is
Yeah.
like almost not out of choice, feels compelled to kind of like everybody else is probably looking up at everything, kind of looking around, checking everything out, and obviously she's observing it all because she's never been here. She's heard the stories, but she's never been here before. But she's very kind of, she knows exactly where to go and she knows exactly what to do.
Cool. Yeah.
And she gets to the front of the queue, and there's the priest with the you know, the symbol and the oil and everything, and she like almost instinctively does it in return
Cool. Yeah.
because she remembers doing this many years ago. And yeah, she'll She'll take the blessing, take the candle, and she will also go to the front and say a prayer.
As you do so, you feel this kind of light, this internal heat, as well as this light of the actual pendant itself begins to build to a head. It's almost the sensation of a migraine as you get to the front here. As you make this glyph in return to the priest of Barmut, you feel this sudden dislocation. Your eyes close by force, and you open them again, and you are not where you were. You hear as sand is blown around you in a hurricane. You can see sand beneath your feet. It is a desert night, and you are in the middle of a sandstorm. You're in the eye of a sandstorm. As this wind is blowing around you, you can see nothing but sand. And then in your head, you hear a very familiar voice. Howdy, troublemaker. As you hear the voice of your father. I'm glad you found yourself here. I always wanted to take you here one day, but circumstance got in the way. I am sorry about that.
That's all. Not your fault. Just, bad timing is all.
I hope that you can forgive me and your mother. You get the sense that while you can say things here and there is kind of these pauses, this is a recorded message.
Yeah.
But if you are here, it means you have followed in my footsteps, even if it might have been accidental. But I believe fate is not so subtle, and nor is our shining Lord. I believe you have been guided here to continue my duty. You see a flash in your mind's eye of a stone door at the end of a faded, gilded corridor. It's dark and dank, and you get the impression that this corridor is underground somewhere. I was sent away from this place on a holy quest. Far away. You see this storm of sand part for but a moment, and it reveals your childhood home. He may still be here in this temple, the one who sent me. Proctor Yarian Ravadan. You see a figure briefly emerge from the sandstorm surrounding you, a half-dragon whose scales and wings are the colour of verdigris copper, who then is consumed by the storm once again. I was sent to protect something precious to our kind. Your mind-eye returns to that corridor again, this time rushing down it. The door at the end swings open, and before you, in a room you have never seen before, you see a clutch of eggs, ranging in size from about 50 centimetres tall to over 2 metres tall. At the centre of all of these unique dragon eggs, one at the centre sparks recognition. It's not bigger than the rest. In fact, it's smaller than some, smaller than most, but you can recall its crystalline beauty as it is unmistakably recognizable to you. I've already given you the key. You see the amulet flash in your mind. But now you must choose if you want to open this door. Find Proctor Yarian. She'll guide you from here. Take care now. I always loved you. You hear the wind pick up to a howl as you feel the sand blast across your scales and the whisper in the wind of your name as your eyes reopen and you're stood in front of this priest who... I'm sorry we lost you for a second there.
Yeah, you kind of did. Happy New Year. And she takes her candle and she goes...
Praise be to God.
Praise be. And she will go and sit, if Quinn is still there,
yeah,
kneel down next to Quinn and just kind of... She starts, trying to pray and trying to do the classic, going through the rites and saying the scriptures, blah, 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 whatever. She just sits there for a second and then she just starts, fucking sobbing.
Cool. Yeah.
Like, she's not making a noise, but, like, just very clearly, it's like tears are streaming down her face, and she's just kind of, like, sat hunched over with the amulet just, like, in her hands.
Stopped glowing now.
Yeah. It's, you know, it's cold in her hands, but she's clinging onto it, and she doesn't necessarily want anyone to notice, but she's going to sit there for as long as it takes to process everything.
Cool.
And then when she's done, she will actually say a little prayer. Just one of the, you know, the classic, the little textbook ones that they teach
The little
kids.
Lord's Prayer for
little,
Barber.
yeah, a little dragon's prayer. Just to be polite,
Yeah.
because she's very clearly been given something here.
Yeah.
And yeah, she'll light her candle, she'll leave that. If there's I assume there will be some kind of like offering dish somewhere for donation. She's going to drop 20 gold
Nice.
into the dish. And then once she's done, just kind of get up and just kind of wander around, I guess, and just kind of, it's been a very long time since you've been in a temple at all, let alone one this big.
Yeah.
I mean, she's never been in one this big. But just kind of enjoying the familiarity of the smells and the sounds and the sermons and everything. And obviously there's a fucking ton of dragons in here, which is new. So she's kind of vibing with that as well. But yeah, she's just gonna...
As you kind of mention that, you kind of look up and you see as some of the draconic figures begin to swoop down, as some of them take humanoid form to gain these blessings, whereas others are in these kind of higher bits. You see as rocks begin to come together, as some kind of dragon-sized version of what's going on the ground is also taking place up there. You see a large dragon place its hand on the shoulders of another dragon, giving this same blessing, but scaled up to a macro level, as you see this blessing happening on multiple levels of this church. Who'd be next for a blessing?
I would float over to... Reed would float over to Appleby. I'd be like, hiya. I've observed the rest of our party doing their thing, and it looks like you've got to say a prayer. Would you like me to like speak on your behalf to the priest or anything? All right. Are you here for like to get that fixed, or I could ask?
When I came here last and got my foot fixed, I don't remember what they asked of me.
You must
You have to
get
go get spores?
an acorn from a Kerdrothian willow tree.
Okay, I'm just going to write that down.
Where's Kerdroth again?
It's the Elven Forest.
Okay.
Kerdroth is actually the capital city.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
The forest is actually Ildroth. My bad.
A Kerdroth. How do I spell Kerdroth?
It actually would be an Ildrothy.
IL apostrophe DROTH and then IAN, I presume.
Yeah, the seed. I did actually write a Kerdrothy willow in my notes, so go fuck myself, I guess.
Well, Kerdroth is the whole place, right?
Ildroth is actually the name of the kingdom. Kerdroth is the capital city.
Okay, so it has to be from the kingdom, or does it have to be from the city?
It does just have to be from the forest of Ildroth,
Okay, so it
which
could
is
literally
also
be
the name of
from
the kingdom.
where I'm from.
You would know from this that Kerdrothy willows are a sacred tree to
And
the
they're
elves
not,
of Ildroth, and they only grow in the forests. And being a native of that region, you'd know to take one of those seeds is usually frowned upon.
Sick.
Only frowned upon, though.
Yeah, it's not
I'm
ideal.
usually frowned upon.
Yeah,
Give him a bell, you'll be fine.
Sweet. Yeah, I can't see anything wrong with that. I've got the problem with playing a character that has very little knowledge of anything that's going on around him is most of my notes make very little sense.
I can see a cool drawing of a shoe there, though.
Yeah, there is a cool drawing of a shoe. I've also just got a bit here that just says, when Albert Faines pulls on blades of grass, it's comedy gold. What does that mean?
I don't fucking know.
Appleby possessed you for a second.
Yeah, I think so. Some of these are just little poems. Right, yeah, I would like to get my mouth fixed. So if Reed can speak for me, that would be grand. Probably see the nuns who were here literally, 2 days ago to fix my foot.
That was at the All Faith Shrine.
Okay.
That is the temple across the road from this. It's the other largest temple in this district, but that is a temple to multiple faiths.
How many other temples are there?
One other.
My thingamajig, golden tooth.
Sorry, that's a really
Okay.
dumb question for a joke.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
You got 11 more bones you can break.
That was a dumb joke.
Yeah, that
Thank
was
you.
totally worth it.
Thanks everyone, it was a joke. Cool, yeah, Reed will grab you by one of the fingers and lead you forward as if holding hands. And we'll be like, hello there.
Blessings of Barmet upon you.
Yep. Cool. Bit of a weird one. My friend here can't pray right now because his jaw got broken, as you can probably see.
Prayer can be an internal act of worship.
He's quite a vocal guy. Well, you not now, obviously. I was just sort of wondering, this is I'm new.
Kind of begins doing the oil like a symbol.
Yeah, oil be while we do this. So the thing that I'm confused about is, I'm new here. Can you heal him? Is there a thing that priests can do?
We are rather busy tonight, but
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
perhaps if you went to one of the other shrines, you could find a healer.
Oh, in here?
We're quite busy tonight in here.
Oh, at one of the other.
And you
temples.
see,
I thought
looking
there was
around you,
more.
it is packed in here. There is
Okay.
not room to swing a guard drake.
All right. Well, you've done a lovely. It's so nice in here.
Not that
Thank
you
you.
would.
Not that you would
Yeah,
in here.
they
That
are
would be
vicious.
very frowned upon in the Church of Dragons.
I just want to say,
Croppy!
I just want to say you've done a lovely job in here. This is incredible. I've only got 776 days left to live, and this is going to be the best one, I reckon. Praise be.
Blessings of Barmet.
Yeah.
And you see as the candle sinks into your hand, it's massive for you. But you see, you have no trouble lifting it.
Oh.
But it is both taller and probably a bit wider than you are.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just gently push it along as you fly.
Ride it.
Thanks.
And you see Appleby as you step forward. They blessings of Barmet upon you. You're blessed. And yeah. Oh, you know the symbols. And the candle floats into your hand.
I'm going to... Can I cast message in here?
Yeah, don't see why not.
Into this guy's head.
Yep.
I'm just going to very quietly say, if you can do that with message, very quietly say, can he see me in here?
He sees all, child. Puts this hand on your shoulder.
Appleby just sort of moves along.
Shadow.
Well, that looked like it went well.
Seemed perfectly normal. After you.
Oh, fuck, they're looking at me. Yeah, alright.
Come forth.
Odd for someone to be doing that.
Yeah.
You see as the oils are put upon you. Blessings of Barmet upon you, child.
And with the great locks upon you.
I've not heard of that one.
It's from the other continent.
You see as this fellow just gets out a little notebook, writes down, closes it, puts it back. Blessings upon you. Have a good year.
You too.
The candle floats down into your hand.
Finally. This fucking thing's been annoying me.
Coroner, you step up.
Yeah.
They begin to get an oil out, and then they see that you are a Warforged being, and they actually get a different flask of oil.
Ooh.
They give it to you. Please, and pass it to you, and you give this a smell. This is something to be imbibed. This is something to be drank.
Oh, okay, yeah, sweet. How
special
how
sauce.
big is that? Is it like a 2 litre?
It's like
Oh, yeah, I'll shoot that back.
You feel as this warmth
a lot of
spreads
practice.
through you. Doesn't heal your concussion fully, but just give me a con save.
Average 13.
Cool. Yeah, you feel like while you're in here, this feeling of concussion is at least a bit lessened as this kind of like
Nice.
oil is flowing through you. Blessings of Bahamut upon you.
Thank you.
Yeah, do the candle thing.
Yep.
Take it over. I won't say anything, but with my passive perception, I assume I notice something with rodeo. So
Oh.
yeah.
With your passive, yeah, you would have definitely noticed there was like a weird moment at the front.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have been able to see their eyes, but yeah, if you had, you would have seen some that they were screwed tightly shut during that. And yeah, you probably would notice that they're crying
Yeah, fair. Yeah, won't.
with a 22.
Yeah. Won't say anything. Just quietly, I'll cast bless on them, and then move on with my own business.
Do so. You once again hear, as the lot of you light this taper, this black dragonborn once again spill out this litany of the golden tooth, celebrating its greatness and the greatness of its lord and its god, Bahamut and Myzark. As you light all these candles, there's room made on a pew as kind of people are shuffling around. Not many people staying here to sit, but yeah, you do see as this procession kind of continues forward around the lot of you as you all light your candles and just have a bit of a sit here.
As soon as Rhodia sits down, she's kind of like gathered herself a little bit. She is going to get her battered old notebook out and her sticks of charcoal, and she's going to try and recreate as much of that doorway she saw as possible.
Cool, nice.
Before she forgets it.
Yeah.
Because that tends to be what she does with like
Yeah.
faces and locations that she's seen. She tends to try and record them.
Yes. I believe you're proficient in a cartography.
I don't
or
think
something like that.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Unless I've got something right at the beginning. It's something that she's done like since
Yes.
session 1, but I don't think she's necessarily
Okay,
like
cool.
skilled in it, other than she's done it for a long
Cool.
time. But were there any like symbols on it? Any markings?
Just
Anything that would indicate it's like, I don't know.
yeah, give me
draconic,
a retroactive perception or investigation check as you kind of like rack your mind trying
I want to see if
to.
I recognise
Yeah.
anything. Oh, that was so nearly in that 20. That was a 13.
13. One thing you definitely noticed on this gilded corridor is etched into the golden walls appeared to be figures of dragons, and you think maybe you saw a symbol of Bahamut in there somewhere as well.
Okay, so it's probably an old temple of Bahamut of some kind. And was it... I just want to make sure I heard it correctly. It was somewhere that my father was sent.
Yes. So from the gist of that that message that your father left for you in this amulet, yeah, you think he was originally sent to the deserts of Nargoli as part of a holy quest to keep supposedly this clutch of unique dragon eggs safe.
Okay. So... out here, which is near where I'm from. So I could probably find out where he got sent by talking to people I don't want to talk to. Okay. Still. I can find out where he went. He was important enough that it would be very hard to keep it a secret where someone like him has gone.
And yeah,
This was a
you
long time ago, but still.
also heard that his tutor, Proctor Yarian,
Yarian.
was
it Yarian Varadan?
Yarian Ravidan.
Ravidan.
Was his teacher here in this this very temple that you are in now, who sent him to. To
She
Nargoli.
was at this temple.
She was at this.
Yeah,
temple.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought she was going to be there. Okay. Cool. Well, I know who I'm looking for next then.
Did you say it was a golden wall?
Yeah, the walls down this corridor were gilded.
That means made of gold.
Yeah, or covered in it.
Gold, yeah.
Not necessarily made of it, but at least covered in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reed will like on the pew, or not on the pew, I guess, on the back of the
Slightly
pew.
hovering above the pew.
Yeah, slide over to Appleby and be like, I don't know what you wished for up at the altar, but I wish that your jaw would get fixed. When you're ready, we'll go to another one.
Perfect.
Appleby's still got a weird admiration for Reed, right? After
Oh,
all,
yes, you do.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yes, you
Little
do.
fanboy.
Yeah.
Appleby's giving you the fuck me eyes.
Oh no.
But you can't tell.
He doesn't have any eyes.
You can't tell because they're just holes.
Reed wouldn't know if it was. Yeah.
Yeah, Reed would know
doesn't have
anyway.
a clue.
Appleby's just going to shoot a message again, and you hear for the very first time in your head Appleby's voice that sort of echoes, but not in necessarily a sinister way. And he just sort of sincerely says, "Thank you, Reed." And that's it.
Reed goes. Whoever is next to me, whichever of the party goes, I think I'm making friends with Appleby.
Don't be so fucking stupid.
Ostracize him.
Put him back in the pocket.
Not again. Immediately falls asleep.
The timeout pocket.
Oh, by the way, I rolled for my health and I got an 8.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
Nice.
I tried to get some attention earlier for it, but you were monologuing, so I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I reckon that was worth
Monologuing.
interrupting the whole rodeo bit. Guys, shut the fuck up, I rolled an 8.
As long as things are like still exciting in here, I think Reed will want to stay. But I'm just like, as and when things start to quieten
Pretty
down, or whatever.
fucking inciting in here. There's
Yeah,
dragons
true.
flying overhead.
The hustle.
There's
Oh.
a endless sky above you.
Yeah. As the personification of ADHD, I guess Reed is going to try and make the way out of the altar, out of here to another altar with Appleby, but just stop for everything that they see to chat or ask questions or whatever.
Yeah, you see a lot of people here, predominantly people that have some relation to dragons, obviously dragons themselves, dragonborns, half dragons. You see some people with sort of scales pushing out from under skin, as you see draconic blood, people of draconic bloodline here too, as well as just people of all races and folk showing up here to pay their respects to the god of this land.
Cool.
Any other Warforged?
Not many. Probably one or two. You see.
Alright.
Not none, but yeah, very. They're probably almost lowest on the rank there.
Fair, cool. I will, just won't say much to them, but if I catch them, I'll sort of like give a bow and put my hand on like the crystal and stuff like that. So that's almost my blessing upon them.
The ones that are in here that you do that to sort of give you a almost quizzical look, and then they sort of just return the gesture as best they can.
Yeah, cool. Blind fools.
Fresh converts, I think.
I'll catch them outside.
Giving out left leaflets to a different god
You're
outside.
like, that was lame. Imagine my
Leave it on my god, don't tell anyone, pretend it's not real.
Flyering at a show at the Edinburgh Fringe when you haven't been in to see it.
Cool. So as you're all sat here on these
went
pews, I really love that that interaction just as a whole thing between your groups. You can have a group inspiration. If anyone doesn't have one, fill it in.
Who was anyone like most spare?
I already have one.
Yeah, I've already got one.
I think we all already have one. That's the
Oh, in which case, everyone take a stackable one then.
Yay!
I'm going to literally. It doesn't really look like us.
Nice.
I got 3 rocking at the moment, thanks to Patreon.
Oh wow.
As you're
Thanks, Patreon.
as you're all sat here, what would your next moves be?
What's crystal weave?
Drugs.
Sick.
Drugs.
I'm doing that.
Oh, is that that's
the spell
Crystal
the
Weave
injection
injector,
thing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we all got on heroin.
I
I forgot about that.
I got one. Didn't
It's
you?
fine. No one got addicted yet.
Turn into myself and fly amidst some dragons on our way out.
Cool.
Just to say
Nice.
I've done it.
That's cool.
That's really cool. The name Ramadan
Yes.
as a family name, does that mean anything to me?
Not that you recall. You kind of search your memory back, and maybe something your father mentioned when you were very young, but not something that you would know as like an infamous or famous name.
Okay, cool. Today's like the busiest day of the year. It's the worst time to go asking for admin questions.
But also,
So-
they're most likely to be here now. They're not. They
Yes.
don't have today.
Well, I saw her very briefly in the vision,
You
didn't
did,
I?
yes. A half-dragon whose scales and wings are the colour and texture of verdigris copper.
So I guess my immediate thought would be to like look around for anybody that fits that description in here.
Nice. Give me an investigation check.
Oh, that's a flat 12.
You
for
see
investigation.
copper dragonborns, and you see blue dragonborns, but nothing that fits that description.
No.
Or half-dragons, I should say.
It's Coroner and Shadow leave. Coroner's like, see that verdigris dragon, half dragon in there? Interesting.
Never seen one that looks like that.
No,
Do you think they're okay?
best
I'm
not to ask. Might be
going
contagious.
to. Radio's going to get back up and be like, you guys do what you want. I'm going to be a little while. Meet me at the fancy dinner guy place whenever later. If I don't show up, don't worry about it. I'll catch you up.
You're
You need a hand?
Robbie.
Huh?
Do you need a hand?
No, I'm good. Maybe keep an eye out for the dinner guy. He said
Yeah.
he'd be here. If you spot him, I don't know.
The dinner man.
The dinner guy. I don't remember
Yeah,
his
there's
name.
a guy at a dinner like ladies.
Ladling out slop.
Ladling out the oil on
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do a 360 and see if I see Gideon.
Cool, yeah. Give me an investigation check.
I will do the same.
Give me an investigation check.
No.
Not good. 12.
God.
Less than that.
No, wait, I'll be positive. Brilliant. 12.
Nice! That's above average.
Less than that.
Sweet.
That's below average.
Don't seem to see Gideon here,
Cool.
for one reason or another.
Well, he's not here.
Can I look for him amongst the dragons?
You can look for him amongst dragons.
Investigation, was it?
Yeah, this will be at this because you're not certain if he is a dragon.
Well.
Yeah, fair dues. 10.
If he was a dragon, you don't know what he looks like in dragon form.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, you're far too busy
Sure,
having a good
you like
time.
briefly like I should probably look for him, and then you're just like, whoa! It's like a dragon swoops alongside you.
I'm not going to stand on this broom. I got it today.
You see like a couple of half dragons come into formation with you.
Oh, actually, no. I will try and stand on the broom. Why not?
Cool, yeah,
There we
nice.
go.
Give me a acrobatics or athletics check, please.
Cool.
24
D10.
The DC is 10.
Cool.
No!
It's fine. I'm prepared for this. 3.
Dexterity saving throw, please.
Can I just fall?
You can just fall.
Feather fall.
Cool, nice. Yeah.
as your broom just flies up.
I say the command word. It's within a mile of me. It comes to my hand.
Oh, cool. Alright.
You see, it's like a half dragon was ready there to like catch you. Just sees this whole thing go off and go. Nice. Like fly off.
She's got knifed by a dragon. That's so
Making
cool.
friends.
With a 2 as well.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Only time that's ever
Way
happened.
to turn a failure into success.
Yeah.
Yeah, well. It's like the reason I took a broom is because I got a feather fall. Love
Let's
that.
go fix your jewel.
Yeah, if you guys are
Oh,
going to
yeah.
go over the road, that's fine. I'm going to stick in here for a bit.
Can't whistle.
And maybe do a little bit of scooting about. You're up in the ceiling, so I can't actually talk to you at the moment, but that's fine. You're like the one person I want to talk to, and you're fucking 2 miles
You
up.
look up and you can just see me going,
You just see Quinn fall for about 3 seconds and then just like start floating, grab their broom and start flying around again.
Yeah. You're no help to me right now. You're far too busy being cool.
Cool, so yeah, as whoever leaves, Rodeo. What would you be doing?
She is going to find a one of the attendants, because obviously there are like the slightly higher level
Yeah.
priests at the front who are actually doing the blessings. There's the guy on the altar doing the sermon.
Yeah.
But as tradition dictates, there are lots of just like kind of temple attendants that
There's
are just
tons in here. Yeah, you see some of them guiding the crowd, some of them kind of handing out paperwork, religious texts, what have you.
So I'm going to go for one who isn't kind of actively busy at the moment, just like, I don't know, standing by
corralling.
one of the archways or just kind of standing guard, that kind of thing. Doesn't look too busy. And I'm going to approach.
Blessings upon you.
And to you. I apologise for imposing on I ain't in town for much longer, so this is kind of the only day that I can come and ask.
Please.
Do y'all keep records of all of the priests that serve in this church, or have done in the past?
Kind of looks pensive for a moment. I'm sure we do, yes.
I'm trying to look up an old family friend. My father was of the order, and he's asked me to try and get in contact with someone who I believe, if not still does, used to serve at this church. And if possible, I would like to know how to find her.
Ooh, who is this person?
The name is Ravidan.
Ravidan. Kind of like... Ravidan. Yarian. Yes, yes. They left about 10 years ago.
Dang it. I don't suppose you know where she went.
Nargoli, by way of the Baron's Crossing, I believe. Some kind of mission.
Back full circle.
In the literal sense of mission. The holy sense of mission, I should say.
So she was not sent by her superiors. She was sent by the superior, you could say.
I think that's how she would have put it.
I don't suppose you've heard word in those past 10 years whether or not she's still alive.
Bear with me. And kind of like heads off to a room. You hear some kind of like talk in Draconic, kind of through this antechamber that he's just popped through. Kind of comes back with this big ledger, and he kind of like flicks through some pages. They were last seen in, yes, the Baron's Crossing, in fact, on the way to Nargoli, yes. They checked in with our church there, the Baron's Crossing.
And this was 10 years ago?
Slaps the door, the book closed. Yes, 9 and a bit years ago.
No concept of GDPR.
Alright, well, it is a shame that I cannot find them here, but you have given me more information than I was expecting to find, so I appreciate your help very much. Thank you.
The Golden One guides us in mysterious ways.
Is there anything else? Do you keep archives here that folks can access?
Kind of holds up this big ledger.
May I look at it? Thank you.
Doesn't leave your side while you're
No,
holding it. but
that's
yeah.
fine. I'm not trying to steal it or anything.
Yeah.
I guess if there's a record of all temples built in Bahamut's name would be registered on a map. So
Yep.
I guess I'm going straight to the Nargoli chapter and scrambling through and looking for...
So-
Obviously the ones near where I grew up, I would know
Yep.
them, but anything unusual, like supposedly the doorway that I saw was underground.
Yes.
So anything like an underground temple or something that's used to be there but is in ruins now, kind of thing. Basically, I'm trying to narrow down where this place could be.
Cool. Listed as true temples to Bahamut in Nargoli, there is one in Yarak, the capital. There is one in the city of Arch.
Yep, I know where that is.
And then there is one in the city of Fasash. And those are the only registered ones.
Okay, interesting. Sorry,
Which
my
are the
eyes were
3 major cities of Nargoli.
Search, Yarrick, Arch,
Yeah, big one.
Yarrick. And then... Okay, interesting.
I got to actually use the little map, little diddly do.
Oh,
Yeah!
map diddly do?
Yeah, well, let's get the big map diddly do while we're frickin' talking about it, eh?
Woo!
Yeah, baby!
There it is.
Yeah, there's the Golden Tooth where y'all are now, and then here's the kingdom. Ooh, the kingdom of Nargoli,
right.
and the
There we go.
3 cities that we were talking about at the top. There we got Arch, and then Fasash to the more south west, and then you've got Yarak to the south.
So those are the only official temples?
Yes.
Okay. Would any of them match the description?
arch, you would assume not, purely by the notion that the city hangs from underneath
Upside
the
down,
arch,
yeah.
so it'd be difficult for an
that to be
underground temple
underground.
to be there. For Jack, equally a difficult prospect for a completely different reason, in that the city is completely sealed at the moment. But again,
Oh, because it's the dwarven capital.
that's the
Islands
dwarven
around,
capital.
yeah.
But it is all underground, as Dan says, so
Yes.
would be fitting in that context. For Sarsh, another dwarven-built city originally, but is primarily overground, does have some underground elements. But yeah, nothing that really perfectly matches. Yeah.
All right, cool. So, but there's nothing else in that area of the map.
No, but give me an intelligence saving throw as you're trying to like put some of this information
Saving
together.
throw?
Not saving throw, just a check.
If it's a saving throw, you get plus D4 to it because of bless.
Oh god, yeah. Oh, that's a 17. My intelligence, nope, still 0.
Cool. Still a good roll. You kind of like are putting this together, and something that the message said that is sticking out to you is that they were sent far away to hide something, and you're kind of like thinking about this, and you think maybe these have been placed somewhere away from civilization and just
Somewhere
away from everything.
Yeah.
And your mind kind of links back to that flash of your childhood home.
Oh, okay. Have you given my hometown a name?
Your childhood home?
Yeah.
No, it was a very small, less than a village, so it didn't really ever have a name. It was more like an outpost, but it is to the southeast of the town of Vardak. So sort of, it's about where the R in Nargoli is.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Cool. I'll give the book back. I will say thank you very much, and I will. Should I go sit down again for a little bit? Just more stuff to process, more stuff to think about, more little notes to add to her map, and just kind of sit and kind of let everything wash over her for a little bit.
You see as you kind of sit there for a few moments, this same attendant who brought you the book, after about, you're sat there for a couple of minutes, you just see as he places down a warm cup of tea next to you and just kind of walks off.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll stick around. I'll enjoy the space for a little bit longer, and then she's probably been in there like an hour total.
Yeah.
After she's done everything, head on out, and she knows everybody else has gone next door, so she'll just kind of wait for. She's not going to go into the other temple and potentially do all of this again. She doesn't want any more holy phone calls today. So yeah, she'll wait outside for everybody else.
As you're on your way out, Quinn just lands next to you. It's like, that was far too fun.
Yeah, having a good time?
This thing's sick. I'll just join you into the night.
Cool. Yeah, you do. You kind of just sit there in the cool night breeze, quite high up here. It's not unpleasantly cold as you'd expect being this high up on a mountain, but yeah, you kind of feel this nice cooling breeze, adding to this sense of serenity that you get up here in reverence. As the rest of you head over to the All Faiths Temple, much less busy in here at the moment, but you do still see a pretty hefty amount of hustle and bustle, as once again people are celebrating New Year's in here, especially those of a religious nature would want to come here to celebrate. And you see, as Appleby saw before, little cloisters, one kind of little sectioned off area to each of the gods. You see, as the more major the god is and the more worshipped, the lower down in the temple they are, as it gets smaller and smaller up to a peak where very minor gods are kind of seen to, and have their little shrines on the very topmost ring of this temple that is made up of concentric circles that go all the way up its conical shape.
Does Lathander have one?
Lathander would definitely have one.
Like a big one?
Yes, they are pretty well worshipped god.
Cool. I guess Reed would seek that one out, being the most familiar.
Let me just double check that they don't actually have their own shrine up here, actually.
If they do, that would probably be where I'd suggest we head, but like, no biggie.
Yeah, there's actually Lathander is so well worshipped, they actually have their own temple here, which is the Temple of the Tides.
Right. I reckon I've got an in with that one. Sort of like round about a child of Lathander, so that's fun. Yeah, if you like really reach, I'll work my magic. Nice.
Same joke, different directions.
Okay. Yeah, cool. So I'll go and find that temple since I am sort of related to that in some way.
Cool. Yeah, you head on over into this temple. You see that it's called the Temple of the Tides, as it is relating to the way that the tides are affected by the dawn, the sun, and the moon. As Lathander holds sway here. You see here a lot of sort of people in the garbs of travellers, of you see a few people dressed in the garbs of the navies of this world, as you see that this is a place where people come to visualize their goals, they refresh their vitality, and reflect on their own self-perfection. As you go into this church of Lathander.
Cool. Sweet. I'll go and sort of be my usual happy self, greeting people. Go and find someone who looks relatively senior in the church.
Yeah, you find a priest here. Again, it's not quite nowhere near as busy as the primary temple department. But yeah, you kind of go up to this priest. His light shields thee.
Yeah. Yes, it does. It shines off my wings when I fly in glitter form. Hiya.
Greetings.
I know
this is a elfin figure, a high elf, long blonde hair, and just pure white robes with golden trim.
Yeah, I hope you don't mind me just sort of leading this one. Yeah, that's what I thought. I know it's a crazy day. Everyone's up this way doing like their religious stuff. But I've got I want a bit of a connection to Lathander. I don't know if you know Lathander's toka, like the big gem thing. But I'm sort of born from that. I don't know how much of that sort of stuff makes it over here.
The what?
You know Lathander's toka, like the big gem thing?
You know of its location?
Right, that's quite a difficult one. Roughly whereabouts? Yep. Finding it? No. If you're interested, I'm going in 776 days. I can put you on the list.
I'm very interested.
Oh, cool. I found my people. Yeah, well...
Are you one of the devout of the Morning Lord?
Oh, yeah, well, like, I guess so, yeah, you know. I mean, the toga's in the middle of my village, so, yeah, we sort of look at that all the time.
You see as he does this kind of like holy symbol that with his hands that represents the rising of the sun.
Cool. Love sunrise.
We are blessed this dawn, this day.
Oh, yeah? Well, okay. I was thought...
His light shines from you, friend.
Yeah, is that why I glitter?
I expect so.
Yeah, I've never known. Okay.
Tell me more of this token. This toka?
Toka, yeah, with an R. Yeah.
Reed, you hear just a message in your head of just, I think this is going well.
Yeah, it is. Oh, sorry, it's in my head. Hi. Right, so, well, I could tell you many tales of that. It's where I all my memories are sort of within about a 100-foot radius of it, so that's fun. But first of all, a little bit of a favour to ask, if you wouldn't so mind. A friend of mine here, the earthy one, broke his jaw, and we don't have a way of fixing it. And I thought maybe, you know, the old holy sunrise might fix it.
Cool. Give me a persuasion check at advantage.
Yes, I've just got proficiency in that.
And advantage.
I want to roll it, even though I have a nat 20. You gonna hate me?
No, not at all.
You got advantage and proficiency, so you know.
And
It's
you
not
have
it's not that
inspiration.
good. Yeah, true. Oh yeah, it's fine. It's an 18.
DC was a nat 20, I'm afraid.
It will require some advanced healing, but we could certainly give you a very favourable discount.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, what do you usually take gold, or is it like, you know,
We would take gold, yes.
or like an
Donation
active
to the church.
service?
we would take an act of service to.
Oh yeah, I'll do something for Lavender. Guy's a ledge.
Reed's such a golden retriever. I love it.
Yeah. Shadow is just like, oh
You want to
no,
go on errands?
the
You want to do some
Undercity
chores?
wasn't. The Undercity wasn't the place that I shouldn't have let Reed off his leash. This is where I shouldn't have let Reed off.
Yeah, where he can do chores for God.
This is
Yeah.
going great.
Yeah.
This man
We've all got
witnesses
chores for God at this point.
This person sees Reed as like an angel. We are in trouble.
Well, I'll say 200 gold pieces.
Oh, yep, I've got that. I mean, oh.
Or perhaps I will think of something for you to do and come back to you. A favour pending.
Okay, so the favour pending, will you still fix his jaw now?
If you swear upon this that you will do the favour.
Reed,
Yeah.
quick word.
Yep. Bzzz. Aye.
Sorry. Don't agree to something before you don't fucking know what it is.
This is like a good
don't,
god.
Don't agree to something before you don't know. Veto. Stop. Desist. You have 200.
You gave me, and Reed starts flicking through the notebook. You gave me what morality is, and it was you got to do stuff if you're caring for someone else,
Yep.
and I am. I'm
Yep.
caring for Appleby.
You are.
So do it with your money.
Oh yeah, okay, that
Yes.
is an option. You're right.
Yeah.
This gentleman is probably going to. That's a trick.
I've got an idea. Don't worry, it's in capable tiny hands, and I'll float over.
450 years of life and have never been more worried.
I'll float back over, and I'll be like, right, I'll pay for it,
Okay.
but still tell me what the job is when you come up with it, and if I do the job, can I have my 200 gold back?
Of course.
Well, it's a sweet deal because I want to do the favour.
Yeah.
Nice.
I want to help you out, but these guys
That's the most
skeptics.
Reed option, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it means we get to chat again because otherwise you might not talk to me again, and that'd be sad,
That
wouldn't it?
would be sad,
Yeah.
yes.
Also, 776 days, you're on the list, but get you a ticket.
Okay.
I'm going to put you above Regnor, whoever that was.
Wasn't he the Goblin Bar owner in the first
Yeah.
session? Your first best friend?
My first best friend's Ragnar. And then it was Payet. That's not worked out already. What's your name, friend?
Mylan.
Nice. Mylan. Cool.
Mylan.
Yeah. 200 gold.
That was one coin.
Please, follow me.
Yeah, forget it.
And Appleby will sort of
Don't give
Power
me that.
word, kill.
and reimburse you the 200 gold because Appleby's got it and
Oh.
he doesn't think that you should be paying for it. So he'll give you 202 gold.
Nice. That makes it around 500. Thank you.
Nice.
Kind of like gestures you down
Makes it way
this
worse for me.
clean bed that's in this back room. White sheets, white bed, white walls. And you see kind of painted across the walls a mural of the rising sun.
When I see the bed, I'm just sort of.
Single bed. Like what you get in like an acupuncturist place.
Like a hospital bed
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of thing. Okay.
That was such a good noise.
Now the way I heal
confused.
you, I must enter you.
It's the first trip to Tortuga all over again.
Don't think about the orgy.
I'm not going to kill any cats this time.
Kind of like gestures to this bed for you to lay down.
He lies down.
Cool.
This guy hears in his head as I message him, no funny business.
Kind of like begins to like wave his hands above you. You feel like you can see this mural begin to take life as you begin to see the sun move from a spot just above the horizon line as it begins to crest up across the walls and begins to shine brightly into the room as you hear this guy chanting "You mo gui gui fai gi sao."
Oh god.
As he begins to chant this chant of Lathander. He says,
Am I allowed in, by the way? Just
You can come in if you want.
Cool, great.
Are we allowed in?
"You come in if you want."
Sick.
It's awful fucking crowded.
Let all who dwell in the
There was
dark
scalpel.
feel your holy dawn, morning lord. Heal this lost traveller. As you feel these two hands push against your back with this magic that fills you, and you feel like you can see the light of the sun in your eyes, and you open them, and you feel your mouth reset. You are healed. Walk in his light, child.
Did it work?
Nope.
Alright, so we're gonna need a refund, but clearly.
I may keep just speaking in sounds. Well, I suppose all speaking is speaking in sounds.
Can you undo
Yeah,
what
please.
you just did?
The jaw falls apart.
Just spit blood all over the floor.
Testicular torsion at night.
Oh god.
Wow.
Thinking about it, I could have just stitched that up.
Does it just look normal?
Yeah.
As normal as Appleby usually
As normal as a
yeah. As normal as a soil man usually looks, yes.
Ah. That is. That is peculiar.
Did he look like this before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Before what?
The
Before your jaw got
injury.
split.
Did I?
Yeah.
Are you cursed? The you know.
What kind of question is that?
Yeah, that's rude.
Are you cursed?
You said the
No,
quiet
I'm-
thing out loud, friend.
Blessed by Lathander in his holy light, but you, however, are afflicted, I think.
Appleby, they're worried for your health. They're a priest, this is their job.
I'm worried for mine. Are you cursed?
Can the curse be passed on? Corona, now the floodgates have
Puts
been opened.
this guy puts the mask on.
The floodgates are opened and all medical questions Coroner's ever wanted to ask are like flooding out.
You know that Quinn, I think it was only you that Quinn told, that I detected something akin to a memory missing in Appleby
Yeah.
when I
Oh, yeah.
incited them. Don't know if that's related, but it just came
Yeah.
to mind.
I meant no insult, of course, friend. I only wish to help.
Oh, well, I didn't mean to look like a patch of soil.
So it is a curse, if you didn't intend it? Or a magical accident? Is he always like this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
This is quite quick.
And Appleby just is going to just ponder the question, are you cursed? I think, and just sort of sit on this bed very silently for an uncomfortable amount of time.
Can we just wheel that out? Because he's probably going to be there for a little bit.
If he needs the time, he needs the time.
Right.
Let me think.
I don't know if they need the room.
Not terribly busy tonight. And he kind of like looks over towards, in the direction of where the dragon temple would be. Obviously you're in a room here, but with everything that's going on.
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
Of the New Year's Day celebration.
Yeah.
They celebrate our Lord Myzark,
Nice.
as well as the prosperity he brings to the tooth. And in their eyes, a prosperity brought about through Bahamut's light.
What do you... Possibly silly question, but what do you think brings the prosperity?
Bahamut is a real god. I cannot deny that, much like I would be fooled to deny my own Lathander, but the deities work in mysterious ways. I feel that many dragons think Bahamut will solve all of their problems, and they don't need to do anything about it. Whereas I think the reality is they should be much more thankful of my Zark than Barmet at this stage.
Finally, someone speaking some fucking sense.
Yeah.
Appleby's going to sort of rise to his feet.
Ah, he's loaded.
I am the cursed. I am the curse.
And he's going to leave the building.
Yeah, that.
So thanks for your help.
tracks.
Right.
It wasn't what I was expecting today, but thank you.
He's
If
never what
anything
we're
starts
expecting.
growing roots, leaves, or trees,
Burn
perfectly
it.
normal.
Oh.
There is always another dawn. His blessings upon you all.
Blessings and dawns that. Nice to meet you.
Kind of like brings you in close. Just whispers in your ear. From death comes life.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to ask any more. Love it. From death comes light.
Life.
Oh. Yeah, that too.
That's far less interesting.
If I kill
Yeah.
things, they'll illuminate.
Reed will pause and turn around and be like, do you like... You saying that because you know like what's going to happen to me? Or...
It is a blessing of the morning, Lord.
Like, so like every disciple of Lathander goes through this?
Goes through what?
Okay. All right. Never mind. I thought you knew about fairy stuff.
No.
Cool. Well, a weirdly apt quote for me specifically.
In it
Thank
just.
you. Yeah, love that. Thank you. I like this place. We're coming back.
Yeah, if you insist.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
cool.
you might.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Reed will be like, should we go find some refreshment somewhere?
Yeah.
Go get a little
Got dinner
treat.
waiting for us.
Oh yeah, we got dinner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
You've
come
got
on,
late dinner in
Sorry, dinner.
about 45 minutes now.
And we are
Sorry for all
going
the
to
distractions.
fill up. Coroner has brought Tupperware.
You also
Yeah.
asked last session if the drunkards that you hired can come, so they will
Yes,
be
sir.
meeting you
yeah.
there.
Six.
Sounds good.
We'll before we head that way, we'll have a look back at the Temple of Bahamut to see if we can clock Quinn or Radio
Yeah.
if they've already left.
Kind of, yeah, you step out of this, the Temple of the Tides, and you see kind of the one side of this giant set of this kind of giant open gateway into the temple. You do see the unmistakable figures of what form are you in right now? The
Mine.
yeah, cool, of Quinn and Rodeo.
Yes. Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
Howdy.
Get what you needed to?
Got something.
Nice.
A lot more than I was expecting.
Guess who can talk again?
Oh no.
Me.
Oh, Appleby would have left before you guys, so probably would have walked past you two, or you would have at least seen him. But I think he probably would have just been muttering to himself about curses and not really clocked it and moved on.
Just walked away.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw him pass by.
Yeah.
The priest suggested that he might be cursed, and he got quite upset by the prospect. And then announced that he was the curse and left.
That's very goth of him.
I suppose that's one way of wording it. Little harsh, maybe. Huh.
Bit of an overreaction, in my opinion.
You know what? That had never even fucking crossed my mind. I thought he was just built that way. I never really thought about it.
No, it's the fucking foot thing.
Yeah, remember the foot
that-
thing?
That was
tip-
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of.
I don't know. I tend to treat folks as they come. I don't tend to drill down.
You tend to what?
An inclusivity win.
I don't tend to, peel back the layers too far. I definitely ain't peeling back any of Applebee's layers.
No, because if you do, you get flesh, and it's
Yeah.
How far down
I
is the
didn't
flesh?
think that
Fucking
was strange.
odd.
yeah.
But you know what?
Fucking
I've lived
odd.
a long time and I've been to a lot of places.
Same, B.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never met someone like him, but
Yeah.
eventually you gotta just shrug and be like, sure, this might as well happen.
Yeah, that's what I've been fucking doing.
I've
Plus he
treated
is.
actual mutants, and he slightly perturbs me.
Well, is it safe to say that maybe that question affronted him a little?
Yeah,
Yes, definitely.
a tad,
Okay.
a bit.
Okay.
He might burn down that church.
We better get going before he comes back then.
I think he's got the other sending stone, so I could always just paging Appleby.
Probably gone to Gideon's.
I mean, yeah, he knows where we're going. If he ain't there when we get there, give him a call, see if he's doing okay.
Cool.
Do we each get a disc ticket, or is it one shared?
Yeah, you all got one for ease.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah, we were always going to end up going in different directions.
I mean, you might as well radio him.
Appleby, hi. Just checking. Are you still joining us for dinner? Okay, if you're not.
After like after a sort of a short moment,
Yeah.
where it's long enough that you're sort of like, maybe he's not going to say anything. You get Appleby's voice coming through the thing, and you know when you've been crying and your nose is all sort of blocked and you speak and you sound very like you've been crying. Yeah, that's what Appleby sounds like, and he sort of. Oh, Reed. Do you just want me there?
Lie. Tell him we do.
Oh, if I lied, I'd be like, no. Yeah, of course, mate. Yeah, you're like the fun juggling one. What's a dinner party without juggling, you know? Also, we were getting real close in that church. I loved it. We're like mates now.
No response to that.
Yeah, I think he's coming.
Right.
Be nice.
And just tell him to meet us at the discs. Or if he's at the discs, wait there.
Yeah, you see.
We'll meet him at dinner.
See over towards the far edge that would
Yep.
be looking over literally this edge into the you can see like the lower city of the Golden Tooth. Beneath you see to one side of this there are a few disc jockeys, not as many at there are at the Potter, but you see a few there jockeying their discs, and yeah, you can hop aboard. Appleby, would you still be there, or would you have gone up already?
No, I'll be waiting at the discs.
Cool. Yeah, you see as the familiar form of Appleby Oakwood is there waiting, trying to like find the letter that the guy gave you.
To Gideon's.
We're 45 minutes early.
Oh yeah, while me and Quinn were just kind of hanging around outside, I don't know how much time we would have been waiting, but like...
About half an hour, I'd
okay.
say.
I guess just kind of keeping a curious eye on people coming in and out of the Dragon Temple, just to see if we spot Gideon at all. Not necessarily to like tail him or anything, just seeing if I spot a familiar face.
You don't spot Gideon, but someone you recognise immediately as they come up is Girithil and the attack Drake Grubby. As,
Is that the guy that we fought?
He was the leader of the Scales of
The
Justice.
first fight, yeah.
You see as he's kind of like still a bit battered from that, from earlier in the day. Good to see you two up here.
Well, you know, New Year's tradition and all. Thought I'd come pay my respects.
Yes, indeed. And he kind of like looks at you, nods, and then yeah, just begins to head in. Yeah, that's the only person you really recognise here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we probably wouldn't recognise many people up here anyway, but... So we don't see Gideon, but that's fine.
Don't seem to see Gideon.
Dan, who are you currently presenting as?
Myself.
It's cool. Quinethan.
While we've got a little minute, I will show Quinn the drawing of the gateway. That's not very detailed, but I've probably managed to get like the rough shapes in, kind of thing, and just be like, I'm assuming the answer's going to be no, but it never hurts to ask, and you're the only one of the group that I know of that's even remotely been in the area where this thing might be. Does this mean anything to you? Does this ring any bells?
Look at it. I think Quinn will see the image, see that it's clearly like a corridor to like some kind of Bahamut kind of temple. they've not really frequented a lot of temples, but they'll begin looking at how the stonework's depicted. They've read a lot on dwarven culture, and if you would mention that it might be somewhere in Nargoli, they'll just start going through the memory banks to see if they can pick up any details.
Give me an investigation check, please, or a history check, your choice.
Cool. We're gonna go. I think they're both the same, to be honest. They are. I'm gonna use my stackable for that. Why not?
Nice.
See if we can crank that number up. We cannot. I've been rolling like ass this sesh. That's gonna be 16.
16. You immediately are able to tell that this, while is underground, favoured terrain of the dwarves, this is not a dwarven-made tunnel. This would appear to have been made by some other hands.
I'll just relay that to you. Not sure. Definitely not made by dwarves. We might have more writings on it in Ardgrave, but that would be a bit of a crapshoot. Why? What is it? Is it?
It's not somewhere I think I've ever been before, but I think I need to be.
You know for a fact it's somewhere you've not been before.
Yeah. This might sound kind of crazy. Please don't, say anything to the others so they think I might be insane or something. But I think I heard the ghost of my daddy while we were in there.
That doesn't sound crazy at all.
No. Well, I think I did, and I think he wants me to find this place. And I think I also want to find this place if my hunch is right about what's down there. I think I need to go to it.
Well, it seems you and I are both following in the footsteps of long-lost parents. Well, I'll make a deal with you then. You're the person I certainly trust the most out of anyone I've met since waking up. I'll help you be wherever you need to be. I'll keep an eye out for this if you can deliver me back to my mother in Ardgrave. Watch each other's backs on the way. I know we're a law woman, so I'd feel a lot safer with you at my back, and hopefully you'd feel the same with me at yours. Not that I can kick as much ass as you, but
There's time to learn. I'm sure I could teach you a thing or two. Don't you worry, Q. I've already got your back. It's a deal. You get me where I need to be, and I'll get you where you need to be as well.
Well, I was going to wait till we were leaving the city, but to commemorate this moment, you see as Quinn will reach into a pouch and pull out a small box and hand it over to you. Happy New Year, Rodeo. And as you open it, you will see 9 silver bullets.
Ooh.
They were melted from the silver off of those dragon scales that we found. And there is a 10th, and I'll hold up a 10th that is attached to a loose chain that you can wear around your neck.
Oh, that slaps. Oh, I love that. Thank you.
So, 10 shots. I'm not too sure what they did. I haven't had a chance to identify them since Mother randomly dropped in on me. But, oh God, I should tell the rest of you about that. But, yes. I was going to say enjoy, but, use them well.
Oh, don't you worry, I will.
Enjoy the outcome.
Yeah.
Cool. Just for sake of brevity, I know you'll do an what's the spell called? Identify at some point. These are +1 bullets, and they will do an extra D4 of damage to any dragon that is not silver.
Ooh.
Fun.
Nice.
Cool. Is that including like dragonborns?
Maybe half dragons it would work on, but a dragonborn would be
are a
too
different
diluted.
species.
Anything with the dragon category.
Yes.
The dragon keyword.
Yeah. And it's got anti-dragon to it. That's a little Warhammer joke.
That was good.
Cool, yeah, you hand over some bullets, you make reverence, and now you're hopping on a disc, I believe.
Discing it up. Nah, fuck that.
You just get on your broom and go in the opposite direction.
You'll hop on the disc. This lovely red-scaled individual is manning it tonight. They meet you with a big beam on their face. How's it going?
You got a big beam on your face.
It's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
It's like night time.
To Gideon, please. I am going to ride the disc, but on my broom.
Nice. Yeah. As it's worked before, you are essentially tethered to this disc while you're on it. It sharply rotates, angles up, and then shoots up the spire of the golden tooth.
Quinn is
Break
behind
speed.
completely.
As we discussed with the hovering reed, yeah, you are, even if you're floating, you are tethered to the disc when you're on it.
That's not as funny.
It's not nearly as funny, but you guys made the exact same joke when you first got on one with Reed. It's about the same.
Repetition is human.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck the laws
We'll
of
keep
diminishing
going until
returns
it's
in comedy.
funny.
So, yeah, as you speed on up to the very top level of the Golden Tooth, the Dragon's Roost, you fly across a couple of streets and down very close to where you originally came to this district for the first time when you went to Oriax's Manse. In fact, it is just a little bit down the road from there, as it stops outside what appears to be a large manor built in a very minimalist style, especially compared to the others around it. A platinum rectangular cuboid, 200 feet wide and tall and stretching at least 500 feet back in length, stands before you as you land here on this disc. A well-maintained, short grass lawn surrounds it on every side. Everything is beautifully made and machined and has clearly been crafted at the highest levels of craftsmanship. You can see no joins, flaws, or any kind of discoloration in this metallic structure until, as you approach it, a crack splits down the middle of the front face of the manor. Doors to a humanoid scale open before you as Gideon personally greets you at the door as you arrive. Once again wearing quite formal attire, a bit more formal than the last time you saw him. Once again, his his high elfin features appear extraordinarily well maintained to the point where if it was real life you'd think he was airbrushed. And you see this kind of this short kind of scruffy, but in a way that is definitely made to look scruffy, kind of crop of this platinum hair, and he kind of looks
Shabby
to you all,
chic.
yes, shabby chic, as he kind of looks to you all with these bright golden eyes.
Quinn will go all formal and do a deep bow as he's, I don't know if he's nobility, but
He did tell you he was
so
noble.
we'll do a deep bow in his mother tongue of Elvish that I now understand. I'll say, Good evening, Gideon. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Thank you for inviting us to your beautiful home.
Back in Elvish, he says to you, "A pleasure. Thank you for that greeting." And returns the bow almost as deep, but not quite as deep. Very clearly measured.
Seeing this and kind of not being accustomed to like formal things, Reed will also do a bow, and as they did when you said to not act up when we went to the Temple of the Electric Blue thing, we'll like grab some mud and slick down their like head fin a little bit, which is something they think makes them look smart. And they'll be like, "Thanks for having us for dinner."
That's quite all right. I see the rest have arrived, and you see is like just behind them on another disc, this rowdy group of backsticks. Fuck me, it's nice up here. What the fuck?
There's 6 of them. We can all RP1.
As they kind of like following behind you, as they kind of like come towards this place, they kind of realise the kind of the more somber tone of this kind of area, and they kind of like, you hear a couple of them make a few jokes to each other, but they definitely quiet down a bit as Gideon greets the rest of you and says, "Now that you're all here, do come in." And kind of like these doors.
Blood sport.
These doors open.
This is how Squid Game starts.
You're taken into a small antechamber cloakroom. There's ample storage for your bags, cloaks, and boots, which Gideon politely requests that you remove.
Remove what, sorry?
Cloaks or boots.
I have nothing he just mentioned.
Cool. Then you're fine.
Cool.
Do you have like a little cape thing with a hood?
That's my
Oh, that's
religious
your-
attire.
that's
I'm not
your-
taking
yeah,
that
that's
your
off.
garb.
My
I
stole.
have the one boot, but I cannot
Just the
take
one
it
boot,
off.
actually.
He kind of like sees that, and he one moment, and he gets like a little like
Bag.
potato sack and puts it over your like foot.
Aw.
I don't like mess.
Can I have one for the other?
Oh, sure. And he goes back and that's another one. Empties out like a few like potatoes that were in there. And, like,
Why does he have so many
Potatoes like mashed, but he just dumped potatoes on the floor.
Yeah.
they go into like his
The potato chute.
super magic trash
I
compactor.
immediately are way more on edge near this guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he finds a second bag for you and puts it over the other foot.
Neth's cloak is the duster of.
Yeah.
Yeah. If cloak is specified, I will hand over the cloak.
Yeah, puts on a hook.
Really early's her hat,
Cool.
which was not specified, but she vaguely remembers that it's polite to take your hat off indoors.
There's like an umbrella bin. I'll just pop my broom in there.
Nice, yeah, you
Nice.
do. So there is an umbrella bin, of course. You see the kind of like the classic fancy ones. There's one with like a fucking lion's foot on it or some shit like that. I don't know. Yeah, as you disrobe, disboot, you see the drunkards take quite a long time to do this. Fredo trying to like get some kind of order in this group.
I forgot about Fredo, my boy.
As yeah, you'll disrobe, disboot in this little cloakroom. After this, you are taken through a square corridor that appears to be made of brushed steel that goes off for about 50 foot before you are led into a large dining room. This banquet hall is 50 foot squared and is adorned with old maps, landscape paintings, and historical tapestries that detail various historical events in Ellseworld. You see that places have been set for the exact amount of people that are coming, which I believe is 12 exactly, and actually be 13 with Gideon.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Unlucky for some.
Murder mystery time.
As he sits at the head of the table, the 12 of you take your places down the end. You do notice that there are place cards here, and the drunkards have been sat the furthest away from Gideon, down the kind of end of the table. But you do see about 20 more seats unoccupied, kind of as this large table extends out.
Being a history buff, what historical scenes do they show?
I'm glad you asked. So the first that you see, and the largest, depicts a great war, where you see told through the stories of this weave as dragons face down a tide of undead attempting to breach a great wall. Give me anyone can give me a history check about that if you like. This one will be pretty hard.
Maybe that's what I'm talking about. 23.
23.
Yeah.
Nice. You have a vague recollection of the historical event that this is about. Your mother would have at least known of this, but details of this are very scarce, as it is a very far in the past. But you know this details the war between the dragon kingdoms, in fact most of the kingdoms of Ontrath, and the undead armies of the Sharrow Queen. Which you don't know the exact date of, but took place in the Age of War, which is 2 ages of Ellseworld ago. The second one depicts an army of demonic figures surrounding the Golden Tooth, as it is then saved in the form of an army of dwarves from one side and an army of orcs from the other. At the end of this tapestry, you see that one of these orcish fellows depicted in here, what appears to be the king of the orcs at the time, appears to take on some kind of terrible curse from these demons and is afflicted with large demonic horns. This pings something off in a few of your heads as you see this figure as something you've seen before in Oriax's mansion. There was a statue of a horned orc in his atrium who was wielding a large hammer, and you see from this tapestry that this must be the same figure. Once again, give me a history check if you want to know any more.
Oh my god. My highest roll today has been a 6.
Same roll, 23.
23
Yeah,
again.
same 23.
Nice. This one is a bit more commonly known. This is the relief of the Golden Tooth. It was attacked by an army of demons back in year 337 of the Age of Magic, which was 1 Age of Ellseworld ago, and it was saved by an alliance of the dwarves and orcs. It was most notably the demon lord who was attacking at that time was killed by an orcish figure known as... Why didn't I get this bit ready?
How long ago is one age of Ellseworld?
It's different depending on the age.
Oh, cool.
But Age of Magic is like when What's His Face was talking about. All the old magic and stuff, I presume.
Yes.
Yeah.
the Orcish warsmith Chief Grogelion.
Is that the guy with the demon horns?
That is the guy with the demon horns.
Absolute G.
Who became, after this battle, King Grogelion of the Cape of Borea. After this battle, two of you would know that he was gifted the kingdom of Borea by Mizark. He, this would be the previous King Mizark as well. And the demon he slew with that role as well, you would know, is called a Zatro, which is spelled Xuatrox. A infamous demon lord.
Xuatrox.
Zatro. And the last tapestry shows a great war between the elves of Ildroth and the orcs of the Borean Cape. And once again, you can give me a history roll if you want to know any more about that.
Do I know anything?
Fucking god.
That one.
Yeah, you can take the advantage.
16 on that one.
16, cool.
And 19 for power.
Both of those are crooked.
Yeah, 19 for me.
History.
Mhm.
Just a 13, so not very
Just 13, cool. Nothing above 20 here, so not as clear details on this. But you'd know that it was a war that ended indecisively in a white peace, and it took place in the year 370 of the Age of Magic. So again, quite a long time ago. That would be approximately 3,500 years ago.
And who was that a war between?
The Elves of Ildroth and the Orcs of the Cape of Borea, which is the kingdom to the northwest of the Golden Kingdom and the kingdom to the northeast of the Golden Kingdom.
Cool.
And yeah, those are the three primary tapestries that are in here. The rest is adorned with old maps of Ellseworld, landscape paintings, as discussed. You don't see any portrait here, which is odd for a banquet hall. But you see as Gideon kind of like settles down and kind of sees a lot of you spying the tapestries. Interesting, aren't they?
Quite. Love history.
Good. You may be wondering why I've asked you here.
Yeah, it's been on my
That's
mind.
crossed my
Oh
mind.
god. I am indeed. Subtle spell detect thoughts.
Cool. You kind of his initial thoughts are of a faraway land, and his kind of surface thoughts are of Relkeor, in fact, as he begins to tell you why he invited you for dinner. He kind of looks very pointedly at both the two of you. And again, you can kind of see in his thoughts that he feels like he's lucky to have found people from Relkeor. The two of you are from Relkeor, no?
Yep.
Yep.
Good. I have a job for the two of you and your group, if they so choose, and I think you would be well suited to it, being that you know the territory. Long ago, about 30 years ago, my half-brother Yingor travelled to Relkeor in search of a dragon known as Nylabak Sharobale.
Oh, cool. Nylabak Shadowbale?
What's his brother's name? Ingor, did you say?
Yingor.
Yep.
Yingor was searching for Nylabak because of what he did to our mother. Yingor is my half-brother.
Okay.
And Nylabak is his father, not mine, thankfully. And he stole his mother's hoard, fled to Relkeor, and was never heard from again. Quite a considerable hoard, I might add. Yingor went over there to hunt for Nylabak, hunting him for our mother. And we've never heard from him since. As I say, this was almost 30 years ago.
Right.
And it's a dangerous land.
Yeah.
We've sent expeditions. but folk from these parts don't do well over there.
No, it's almost like that's planned. What?
In short, information is what I'm after.
Okay. Well,
If you can find anything out about Yingor or Nilabak, any hints of his lair, any hints of Yingor, I would reward you very handsomely.
I'm assuming that none of these names have rung any bells of mine for 150 years.
You can give me as a straight history check. You can give me a history check at Dis. Please.
Okay.
That's 20.
Oh, that's clutch.
He's your best friend.
Yeah,
3.
It's my old drinking buddy, Yor.
it's weird. Azori, like before I met him, always went by the name Nilabak.
Why do I bought all the drinks?
Kind of like hearing this name Yingor in your head, and something flashes through your mind. A traveller that came across your caravan long ago, about 20 years ago now, you think.
Mm-hmm.
And he was looking for something. A dragon. And you kind of put these pieces of information together, and you think this fellow, at the time just appeared to be a human in your eyes, was this Yingor, and came through the lands of Sylvanas about 20 years ago.
I'll give a description of the person the only person I've met that could match this description. Is this your fellow? Is that Yingo?
That certainly sounds promising. It's good to know he at least made it there. Thank you.
By what means did he leave? Was it by magic, by port, by sky?
Dragons fear to fly over the seas, for the storms are still tempestuous over the Haven Isles. I imagine he probably took an airship, which can usually weather such storms.
Do you know where he would have taken it from?
I imagine Tempest Point. Certainly, if he found himself in Sylvanas, there is a route that goes from Tempest Point to... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. That was a little nifty logo, if anyone saw that quickly.
Oh, boom.
Oh.
Good night for you.
To the Dragon Mouth, which is a area of the Great Plains of Sylvanas that has got a decent amount of the influence of the Golden Tooth there.
Bit of a trek.
Do I know why travellers from this continent don't do well over there?
Very dangerous in Relkiel.
Oh.
Many people find themselves unexpectedly in the thick of it, shall we say.
Yeah, that makes sense.
People with no fucking clue what they're doing come over, think it's going to be all lovey-dovey, and end up very eaten very fucking quickly.
Pretty much that.
Cool.
Have I been to Relkaor?
Yes.
Cool.
Oh.
I've been.
Nice.
Fucking what?
It was nice. All quite lovey-dovey.
Yeah, actually, no, it explains a lot.
But yes, nothing sinister, just a little help is all.
Yeah, right.
And it sounds like you may have already helped out.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I'll take payment.
As promised. And kind of, you see, coming up from where dinner would usually appear on your plate, you see a small coin purse.
Thank you kindly. Don't ask, you don't get.
All right.
Inside is 500 gold pieces.
Alright.
So,
Job done.
Nat 20.
Throughout this whole conversation, I'm going to insight him as well.
Cool.
being that I'm reading his mind.
Sorry, yeah. As you kind of were having this discussion, as the kind of like mention of Yingor came over, you see in his head the image of a silver dragon rather than this kind of description that Shadow gave. And yes, you can certainly do an insight check.
Do I get an advantage for being in his head?
Yes, absolutely.
I'll insight as well.
21.
Yeah, it beat me.
What exactly are you trying to work out with this insight?
Just that he's being straight with us and
Cool.
just giving us the information that he has, that he isn't
Ulterior
like
motives?
hiding anything or has any ulterior motives. Yeah.
You see from this kind of being inside this head, being inside this house, seeing it from the outside, this is someone who enjoys being straight and true. Not straight in the sexual context, but straight in the kind of direct. You don't detect any lies here.
Cool. Yeah, that checks out. Happy to take this up for you. I can't promise that it will be first on my personal list. I'm not sure, but I can speak for my companions.
Oh,
but it is certainly a job to get over there and then a job to get back. So while I would happily accept this, it would be with the caveat that, you may not see results for months.
I've already waited 30 years, so...
How many
I'm
days is
impatient to go
really
now.
I suppose that time feels a little bit maybe quicker or for your kind.
You could say that.
Hypothetically,
Yes.
if we were going to go there at some point.
Well, I hope you will.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay, you already knew we were going. Would you want to come?
I have work that keeps me here.
All right. Never mind. And say,
Otherwise, I would have gone myself.
Yeah, so obviously you're going to reward us handsomely for information. Say we, just found the guy, brought him back. Is that what you want?
I would rather you found the hoard of my mother.
Okay.
Oh, so this is a dead or alive kind of thing.
I would love if Yingor was still alive. He's my half-brother after all, but... As I say, it's been at least 20 years since someone's seen him.
Yeah.
So the hoard's more important than the half-brother.
Certainly to my mother, yes.
Oh God. Some family issues.
How is your mother? She's still alive and around?
Of course.
Oh, cool. Nice. That'll be fun.
Yes, with that being said, sorry to ambush you all with that, but let's eat. And you kind of see as a very small appetizer is kind of conjured onto each of your plates. It almost like it grows out of the bottom of the plate. As you all see this kind of like square thing in the middle of the plate with a sort of drizzle of oil over it.
For that whole conversation, the drunk guys are just like, real KO.
I'll just switch to read Fredo's mind just to see what he's thinking.
Is that fucking it? I'm starving.
I'll be hungover in a minute. I need something to soak it up.
This wine glass keeps refilling.
Have we got cutlery, or is it like a finger job?
You've got 3 sets of cutlery in front of you.
Quinn knows exactly the right cutlery to
Yes.
use.
Kind of use the starter set of cutlery.
Oh, it's been so long. Oh, that feels so good.
This seems to be some kind of like
sits quietly
compressed square of potato with some kind of like garnish on top.
That's the potatoes were for. I'll put it together.
Every course is going to be potato based.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, this is essentially like one big square chip in the centre of your plate, and this kind of like sauce that's over it appears to be some kind of ketchup. You see this gourmet chip and ketchup presented before you growing out of this
That's
plate.
interesting.
This is something none of you would have ever had before.
That's
to
true.
this like this at least this level of culinary expertise. As you kind of like nibble into this, and you see as you kind of nibble into it, look away for a moment, you see another one appears on your plate.
Sick.
Excellent.
Just nibble implies
Big
that we
fork.
take like a tiny corner and then there's 2. So it's like, just make them infinite potato
And then,
cubes.
sort of as you, Quinn, you knowing the etiquette, you put your cutlery over the plate in the correct way that implies that you're done. It stops appearing.
Oh, delicious. That was a divine meal. Thank you very much.
Good
And you said this was a chip?
Yes, I don't know where the term comes from.
Very fancy.
I have to ask before I'm full of potato. Is this the only course, or will there be others? Because otherwise, I will just continue to
Potatoes
eat these
forever,
things.
baby.
Oh no, there are other courses coming.
Okay, right.
You see as the drunk guys on their like 6th potato, like
Shadow's
Fredo's
like,
at the fucking jackpot.
Shadow's like 20, 25 chips in it.
Reed's halfway through one square and is like, oh, I'm so full.
And then presenting before you, as the chips kind of disappear for the final time, rising out of the bottom, you see this lovely plate of this fragrant rice dish that is coming before you. And as from the centre, you see as this kind of curry comes up from the middle of this disc of rice and begins to flow over
volcano of
Yeah, a
curry.
little curry volcano
Chicken
appears on
katsu
your plate.
volcano.
Yes, this golden curry is indeed a katsu.
I love
it
fantasy
appears before you.
Wagamamas.
Yeah.
That's exactly where we are. Oh god.
And I'm wearing potato bags on my feet.
The Wagamama attire.
I could have just prestidigitation the dirt off my boots.
I think it was like a statement.
Yeah, it's more of a point.
As you all begin tucking into this, similar thing happens as you kind of, if you finish the dish and don't put your cutlery kind of on the plate at kind of the allocated degrees, the curry just keeps on coming. As you
Been there before.
I've still got potatoes respawning as well. I've just got the one plate to the side.
And we've got the infinite potato glitch.
after about the
God, is filling Tupperware.
after about the second curry or so, you are interrupted by a large banging noise as someone comes in through this corridor that you were all led through. What appears to be a golden half-dragon, golden of scale, golden of wings, and wearing this golden armour, bursts in through the doors, accompanied by an entourage of dragonborn and half-dragon soldiery, led by another dragonborn figure, all red of scale.
How long's it been at this point?
Probably about 20 minutes or so.
All good. Tech torches down.
Cool. Coroner.
Mm-hmm.
You can give me a history check as you see these figures walk in.
I'm going to use my Patreon advantage. Thank you, Patreon. That's much better. History.
Yeah.
Thanks, Patreon.
18.
18, nice. You immediately know who these people are. The golden half-dragon who walked in first is Prince Odyssean Myzark, the son of the king, the firstborn son of the king, the crown prince. He is accompanied by Samiris the Red, captain of the guard and leader of the Bahmuti, the elite soldiery of the dragon legions.
What was his position, sorry?
Into this.
What was his position, sorry?
Samiris.
Yeah.
Or Samiris the Red, she is the leader of the Bahmuti, the elite soldiery of the Dragon Legions.
And I'm wearing potato salad.
As Prince Odyssean bursts in, he
on,
looks
take him
immediately to the head of the table, to Gideon. Gideon, you are summoned to the council immediately. Please come with us. Gideon kind of keeps eating for a moment, puts cutlery down. What news? Can't it wait until the morning? I have guests. And he kind of gestures to the lot of you.
Hello.
This guy kind of like looks at Gideon, kind of scoffs at the lot of you, and quit this pretense of playing house. This is urgent.
Anything we might help with?
Kind of like,
Spell attack thoughts.
cool.
I love this shit.
Cool, yeah, you
That's what
immediately
else
get the impression of danger, urgency, war. As Gideon looks back and says, what's happened? And Odyssean replies, war has been declared upon one of our allies. A chair flies back as Gideon stands. A haze of pure platinum light obscures him momentarily as you get the impression of something very large squeezed into something very small. He simply says, who is the aggressor? The Republic. They've declared war on Nargoli. And that's where we're going to close the session for today.
Shit.
I was really hoping that would be the city of Nemesis declared war on the city of Nemesis. Oh, well.
That's technically
Yeah.
still going on.
Yeah,
so
so
they don't need to
no,
declare it.
yeah.
Is it the
These guys
Republic?
are
Oh, the
these
Republic of.
Cool.
The Zarath Republic.
Well, I was needing to
Who
get
are
back
they?
to Jarek,
Is it
and
like-
that fire has just been
Like culturally?
lit under my ass.
Culturally, it was a kingdom that was part of Nargoli in the very olden days, that then split into two nations through conflict.
Is that where the aliens are?
No,
No, the aliens are
the
like
aliens
down
are to the
here
south.
Oh, okay.
So it was Dwarven originally.
It was, part of the original Nargolian lands, yes.
Okay, but do we know who lives there now?
Yes, it is led by the Emperor, who is takes their seat in Castellan Keep. It is Republic only in name at this stage, as they do have a Senate still, but it is only a perfunctory thing that they keep for historical reasons. The Emperor leads in everything that matters.
I am the Senate.
She is the Senate.
Excellent. That was great fun. Al.
Yeah.
Cheers,
Yeah,
Al.
good session.
Amazing.
That was really sweet.
Next door neighbours are at war. Fun.
Next door neighbours are at
Sexy,
war.
Wonderful. Let's not get involved.
Yep, good plan.
Say that to Quinn.
Bye bye.
I have to get involved.
Yeah.
No, technically it's my home as well,
Yeah.
but like
I already needed to get back there, like
that's my fucking
yeah,
house.
like now, and Malcolm's just like, oh, I need to be there like
Now.
yesterday.
yeah, let's fucking go.
I love that you quite literally live in the R's end of nowhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
very
Nice.
Not anymore. My house is here. If there is one still there. I
Cool.
highly fucking doubt it.
Well, yeah, thank you to my lovely players. That was an RP heavy sesh, so well done, and thank you for that. And we'll be back in maybe 2 weeks' time for some more Ellseworld. You can see what happens when two kingdoms are at war. Let's put the war lights on. Thank you very much for watching. We have been Heroes Grove. Anyone got any plugs?
Listen to Wildcat Boozy.
Best man in Bristol.
We might be recording soon.
Nice.
Exciting.
Ooh. You can find all your current music on Spotify, I believe.
Yes.
Nice.
It's good shit.
Employ me.
Employ Jamie.
Follow
Give Jamie a job.
_pack.
Yeah, my shatter dagger that I my shrapnel dagger is from Dungeoneer's Pack.
Yeah.
If you want other items that explode, there might be some more.
The green Grove light on. Any socials you want to plug? Drawing or your Twitch?
James.
Yes,
Silvery.
follow me on Twitch at JamsCanDraw. I've been a bit patchy with streams recently because I've been away so much, but we are back on our regular schedule until the end of the year, every Thursday. And if I get the chance to get it set up, possibly Mondays as well. If you want to come and see me play some video games, maybe.
Tomorrow.
Nice.
Not tomorrow. 'Cause I still not next week, not this week, but next week. But also follow me on all my socials at JamsCanDraw. I do
Do it.
some nice art sometimes, and also you can
Sometimes.
just come and talk to me about D&D if you want to, and also you can find out when I'm streaming, so go do that.
And if you like that kind of art and you want to support us and Jams, you can also subscribe to our Patreon, where at the lowest tier you'll get a little Jams
Not quite
sketch.
the lowest tier.
Not quite the lowest tier. The tier that matters, though, the one that gets you into
Yeah.
voting on the game.
Yeah,
Not the lowest tier, sorry, but yeah, the tier that matters.
The best.
But yeah, thank you all for watching. We have been the Grove. You guys have been you. Have a lovely long rest. Lay down on the mossy bed at the Grove, and above all, stay grovey, y'all. We'll see you again soon. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.